So hi guys, we are the Inventors. Good morning. So today, I'll be sharing something na madalas natin narinig sa mga business or manufacturing companies, and it's called Lean Six Sigma production. Basically, ito yung method or system na ginagamit ng mga successful companies para maging efficient. Meaning, mas mapabilis mag-produce, mas less ang sayang, and mas maganda ang quality ng product. For example, companies like Toyota, Samsung, and even Nestle use Lean Six Sigma to make sure every step sa production nila may silbi, walang nasasayang time, effort, o materials. So, parang work smarter, not harder siya. So, imagine this. Kung may factory ka na gumagawa ng sneakers like Nike or Adidas, every second and every moment, every movement counts. Hindi ka pwedeng magpaulit-ulit ng gawa o mag-stock ng sobra. Lean Six Sigma helps them to organize everything para smooth, mapabilis, at mas tipid ang production without sacrificing quality. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, kahit napakalaki ng demand sa Nike, bihira sila maubusan ng stock kasi maayos yung sistema nila. That's Lean Six Sigma at work. So, saan nga ba nagsimula yung idea ng lean production? It's actually started with Toyota in Japan. Sila talaga yung OG, original, pagdating sa efficiency. Noong 1920s pa lang, si Sakichi Toyoda and his son started observing na ang daming oras na effort na nasasayang sa factory. So they thought, what if tanggalin natin lahat ng unnecessary steps? Ganon nagsimula ang lean production. It's all about doing more with less. Let's say may coffee shop ka. If napansin mo na sobrang tagal maghanda ng drinks kasi paikot-ikot pa yung barista, kumuha ng ingredients, lean production teaches you to fix the layout. Ilapit mo yung milk, ilapit mo yung syrup, ilapit mo yung cups para tuloy-tuloy yung galaw. The goal is faster process, less waste, better quality. Kasi sa business, hindi lang basta mag-produce ng marami. Dapat smart production. Ang maganda pa, hindi lang siya sa factories. Pwedeng gamitin. Kahit sa school projects, pwede rin. For example, kapag group work, instead of sabay-sabay gumawa ng PowerPoint, hati nyo yung task. That's lean thinking. Organized, efficient, and less stress. Now, let's talk about waste. Or in Japanese, they call it muda, which means useless or unnecessary. Pero, wag nyo agad isiping basura ha. In business, waste means anything na hindi nakakadagdag ng value sa product or service. For example, imagine you own a clothing brand on Shopee. Let's say, Katrina Apparel. Kunwari brand ko. If your workers keep waiting for fabrics kasi hindi organized ang supplier mo, that's waste. Sayang yung time. If you keep producing 500 shirts, pero 200 lang yung nabebenta, that's also waste. Sayang yung materials. So, meron tayong 8 types of waste na tinuro ng Toyota. Like overproduction, paggawa ng sobrang products na hindi naman mabebenta. Waiting, oras na walang ginagawa kasi hinihintay ang next step. Transportation, sobrang lipat-lipat ng materials. Motion, unnecessary galaw ng workers. Defects, mga sirang products na uulitin ulit gawin. Inventory, sobrang daming stock na hindi agad nagagamit. Overprocessing, sobrang effort sa isang simpleng bagay. At underutilized talent, hindi nagagamit yung galing ng mga tao. So, halimbawa, sa Lazada warehouse, di ba, may mga manpower tayo. Kapag hindi efficient ang layout, like workers walking too far para lang kumuha ng item, sayang yung time na yun. Pero once na inayos nila yung arrangement, mas mabilis ang packing, mas happy yung customers. So, that's lean in action. So, to sum it up, Lean Six Sigma production is all about continuous improvement. Finding ways to do things better, faster, and smarter. Kaya kung titignan natin, halos lahat ng successful companies like Toyota, Nike, Uniqlo, Samsung use this method. Actually, we can apply this in life too. Kung lagi kang nalilate, baka may waste sa routine mo. Like, matagal kang maghanap ng uniform, undecided ka sa breakfast, matagal kang maligo. Once you fix those small inefficiencies, mas magiging productive ka din. So remember, lean is not just for factories, it's a mindset. It's about always asking, how can I make this better?
So, ayun, pag-uusap natin yung isang most important concepts ng Lean Six Sigma production, which is ang 8 P's of Lean. So in Lean Six Sigma, the goal is to make production faster, more efficient, and less wasteful. It focuses on eliminating activities that don't add value to the product or service. Ito yung mga activities na tinatawag natin na waste kung nakakasaya lang. O kahit may output ng isang process, kung may mga parts na hindi talaga kailangan o nakakadali lang, considered pa rin siyang waste. So, let's discuss these 8 types of waste one by one. So, first is transportation. So, transportation, this refers to unnecessary movement of materials or products from one place to another. So, every time na may item na minumove without adding value, it is considered waste. So, mga example nito is multiple people reviewing the same document, emailing information between people or departments, moving inventory between storage areas. Ito yung katulad sa may Shopee na kung saan dinadala yung mga parcel natin, kung saan sa mga warehouse dinadala para before makarating sa atin, and moving equipment or files between work areas. So kung paulit-ulit mo nililipat ang materials kahit pwede namang diretso sa next process, sayang lang din ang time, effort, at syempre yung gas or fuel. So ang goal nito is to minimize unnecessary transportation and design a smoother workflow. Next is inventory. So this is when a company stores too many materials, parts, or finished products that are not immediately needed. So examples ito are valuable floor or storage space filled with unused items, storing aging assets that quickly become obsolete, inventory or materials piling up before complicated process step. So parang nag-iipon ka ng sobrang dami ng supplies pero hindi mo pa naman gagamitin agad. So instead of saving, nililipat lang ang pera sa inventory. So dito parang kakabili mo ng mga supplies nyo or kaka-stock nyo ng supply pero di naman nagagamit. So parang walang nagiging balik ng pera sa atin. Magagastos lang tayo ng gastos pero walang bumabalik sa pera natin. And yung mga nai-stock lang natin na supply, parang bumababa palalo yung value. So mas parang nawawala din tayo ng pera. So considered siyang waste. Next is motion. So this refers to unnecessary movement of people or equipment that doesn't add value to the product. So example is workplace not organized in order of the process being performed. Next is having to open multiple software applications to complete a step. Next is excessive clicks required to perform a routine. So kapag laging lakad si worker kasi malayo ang tools or yung mga opisina ng mga pinupuntahan niya, sayang ang oras. Dapat may maayos na workplace layout para mas efficient ang galaw. Or kunwari, may isang gamit na kailangan ng isang worker. So kung may gamit kailangan isang worker, tapos nasa kabilang room pa or nasa malayong lugar pa, sayang naman yung oras na nilalakad niya imbis na ginagamit niya yun sa trabaho o para sa kumpanya. So ang goal dito is to make workstation ergonomic and organized, reducing waste and motion and effort. Next is waiting. So this is the idle time when people, machines, or materials are not doing anything because they're waiting for the next step. So example is a process that is stalled due to missing signature, a process step that requires the attention of a busy subject matter expert. So so eto, naging waste din ang waiting kapag kunwari kailangan ng pirma ng isang tao pero sabihin natin busy yung isang tao. So imbis na napirmahan para ma-process na agad ang isang product, so wala, nagiging idle lang siya, parang walang nangyayari, walang nagiging movement sa product mo. So masasabing waste siya. So sa production, oras ang kalaban. Habang may naghihintay sa machine, sa tao, o sa delivery, bumabagal ang production at nababawasan ang efficiency. Next is overprocessing. So this happens when a process includes extra steps or higher quality work than what the customer actually requires. So next example is redundant process steps. Ito yung mga steps na paulit-ulit na lang na ginagawa. So, fields on forms requiring unused information. So, ito yung may mga hinihingi pa na kailangan na informations or requirements na unnecessary naman para mag-produce yung product or ma-deliver isang product. Then, addition of features of service that customers don't need. Ito yung mga naglalagay ka pa ng mga kung ano-ano sa product mo na hindi naman kailangan ng isang customer o hindi naman hinahanap ng customer. So, masasabing sayang lang, hindi ng customer, kundi naman nila kailangan. And providing a higher level of quality than required. So, walang masama na mag-provide ng high quality. Pero wag naman din yung sobra-sobra na nagiging waste lang o hindi naman nagagamit na customer. Okay lang naman na lumag pa sa standard ng customer, pero wag naman yung sobra. So, ayun lang, ito yung dito sa overprocessing. Bali, ito yung mga too much effort for something simple. Minsan gusto mo sobrang ganda na output kahit hindi naman kailangan. Kaya sayang lang din sa oras, energy, and lalo na sa cost. Next is overproduction. So this is when you produce more products than needed or earlier than needed. Among all waste, overproduction is most often considered the worst because it leads to other wastes like excessive inventory, storage, and waiting. So, parang itong overproduction, connected siya sa inventory na kung saan naiipon nga lang yung mga products and hindi siya nagagamit. Kumbaga, gawa ka ng gawa pero walang bumabalik na pera sa'yo kasi na-store nga lang siya doon sa inventory. So, examples ito is selecting reply or for emails that only few need to see, creating unnecessary large batches, printing to 20 copies of report that only 3 people will read. So, parang dito, parang nagluto ka na sobrang daming pagkain na walang kakain or konti lang kakain. So, sayang ang ingredients at effort. Pero din sa factory, mas marami kang output kaysa sa demand. So, kaya mas marami ang sasayang. Next is defects. Defects are products or outputs that don't meet quality standards, causing rework, repair, or scrap. Kumbaga, parang nagiging basura na lang. So, example nito is errors that occur over and over. So, ito yung mga ulit-ulit na lang lagi na nagkakaroon ng pagkakamali sa pagpuproduce ng product. So, customer dissatisfaction in the process. Ito naman yung para unsatisfied yung mga customers sa pinuproduce mo ng product. Parang pabago-bago ka lagi ng waste ng product. So, sayang yung mga product na nagawa mo. So, next, fixing paperwork that is improperly or insufficiently filled in. Any action that causes the wrong steps such as shipping too many or too few units or shipping to the wrong address. So, kapag may defect, doble trabaho at dagdag gastos. Kailangan mo pang i-repair or ulitin ang process, kaya bumababa ang productivity. So, sayang naman. So, isang magandang goal dito is to improve quality control and prevent errors before they happen. Number 8 is skills. So, this is a new addition to the 8 waste. It refers to the failure to use employees' full skills, ideas, and creativity in improving process. So, example is requiring employees to constantly ask for permission or approval. Ito yung kunwari sa kumpanya na imbes na bigyan mo ng kalayaan for creativity ang isang employer, nire-require mo pa siya na i-monitor ng ibang tao na syempre na iba rin yung idea niya o parang iba rin yung opinion niya, which is parang pag di sila nagtugma ng idea, so syempre parang magsasalungat sila sa mga decision making. Kumbaga pares namang pwedeng mag-work yung idea nilang dalawa, pero since magkaiba sila ng opinion or idea, so may isang nasasayang na idea. So next is not offering an employee the training to expand their abilities. So by the word itself, walang training or walang room for growth or development ang mga employees. And next is requiring those with specialized skills to perform unskilled activities. So ito yung mga professional sa isang field or specialized sa isang field na pinapagawa sila ng mga bagay na hindi naman nila profession or din naman nila specialty yun. So for example, gumraduate ka ng math major, gumraduate ka ng math major, pero nung nagkatrabaho ka na, pinagturo ka ng Pilipino. So sayang yung pinag-aralan mo bilang math major. So masasabing marami ring waste na napupunta sa skills. So minsan may mga empleyado na may malaking potential pero di nila nagagamit dahil sa workplace nila or sa environment nila. So isang magandang goal nito is to empower workers, use their knowledge and creativity to make process better, more and efficient. So to sum up the 8 ways of lean production, by identifying and removing this waste: transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overprocessing, overproduction, defects, and skills, we can make production faster, cheaper, and more efficient. So in technopreneurship, this concept is very useful because it teaches us how to run a business wisely. Less waste, more productivity, and higher quality.
So ngayon naman ay pumunta na tayo sa tinatawag na lean toolbox. So basically kanina nalaman natin na ang lean production ay isang approach sa business na naglalayong tanggalin ang mga waste at mas dagdagan or mas gawing efficiency ang isang workplace or isang business. So dito sa slide makikita natin ang tinatawag na lean toolbox, which is ito yung mga tools na maaaring gamitin upang mas mapaganda at mas maging maayos ang isang proseso sa isang workplace. So ang lean toolbox ay binubuo ng 4, which is the 5S: just-in-time production, full system, at Kanban. Itong 4 na to ay nagsisilbi tools or tumutulong para mas maging organized and productive ang isang operation sa isang business. So the first one is ang tinatawag natin na 5S. So ang 5S ay isang Japanese method na naglalayong panatilihing malinis at maayos ang isang workplace or ang isang work environment. And dito is ang 5S ay nagsisilbing pinaka-foundation ng lean production. It also has the 5 steps, kaya siya tinatawag na 5S kasi meron siyang 5 steps, which is the first one is the sort or what we call seri in Japanese. Dito sa step na to is tinatanggal natin yung mga bagay na hindi naman kailangan sa isang area. Dito is ikikip lang natin or itatabi lang natin yung mga bagay na lagi nating nagagamit sa araw-araw na pagtatrabaho. Second is the set in order or what we call seiton in Japanese. Dito naman, syempre, pagkatapos nating isort ang mga gamit, ay kailangan natin silang ilagay sa pwesto kung saan madali nating mahahanap at madali din nating maibabalik ang mga bagay. And then, next is the third is the shine, which is seiso in Japanese. Syempre, dito sa seiso, para mas maging productive or mas ganahan ka magtrabaho is kailangan laging malinis at safe ang work area na pinagtatrabahuan mo. And then, the fourth one is the shine or the seiso. Dito naman is gumagawa ka or nagsiset ka ng standard procedure para yung mga naunang step or mga naunang 3 hakbang is masunod mo. And doon na din pupasok yung pang-5th na step, which is the sustain or what we call shitsuke in Japanese. Dito sa sustain, dito na de-develop yung pagiging discipline or yung discipline mo sa sarili mo, which is kailangan dito sa pang-5th step na to is maging habit na yung 5, tinatawag nating 5S para maging tuloy-tuloy yung improvement and syempre yung productivity mo sa work. And after 5S, we have the tools that we call JIT production or what we call just-in-time production. So dito sa just-in-time production, ito naman ay tumutukoy sa isang sistema kung saan gumagawa lang tayo ng produkto kapag kailangan na talaga or kapag gagamitin na yung produkto. Dito hindi sumusobra at hindi rin nagkukulang. Ang isa sa goal ng JIT production is syempre iwasan yung sobrang stock or iwasan yung masobrahan ng product and syempre bawasan din yung waste. Ang advantage ng JIT production sa isang business is syempre maliit kapag hindi sobra yung product na ginagawa mo, walang masasayang, di ba? So dito, ang goal nito is maliit lang ang inventory na magagamit mo, pati yung space and materials is walang masasayang. Yun yung isa sa advantage ng JIT. While yung disadvantage naman ng JIT production, syempre kapag may delay or may problema sa supply, maaaring ma-stop yung production, which is nagkakos yun ng syempre magkakaroon ng problem sa production ng product kasi wala namang extra stock na naka-reserve. So yun ang GAT production.
So now, let's talk about the pull system. Yung pull system, ito yung method na ginagamit para makontrol ang flow ng resources sa production process. Yung goal nito ay para mapalitan lang ang mga nagamit na materials sa optimal time. Tinatawag itong pull system dahil ang resources ay pulled into the system only when needed or requested. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ito katulad ng push system na gumagamit ng forecast or schedule. Dito, kailangan ng constant and precise monitoring ng demand at isa sa mga tool na ginagamit para dito ay yung tinatawag natin na Kanban. For example, in a restaurant, food is cooked only after the customer orders, not before. This reduces waste and keep production efficient. Next, pag-usapan naman natin yung pinagkaiba ng push system versus the pull system. So una, yung push system, gumagawa yung company ng products just in case or para magkaroon ng stocks. Production is based on anticipation or forecast ng demand. Dahil dito, mataas ang inventory at madalas may waste dahil minsan sobra ang napoproduce. Sa pull system naman, gumagawa lang kapag may actual demand. Make to order. Production is precise based on actual consumption, mababa ang inventory at mas konti ang waste. For example, sa push system, products are made in advance based on forecast, like sa bakery, making hundreds of breads even before the customers arrive. But in a pull system, production starts only when there's an order, like the customized cake, for example. This way, waste is reduced and efficiency improves. So basically, push system is a forecast-driven, while the pull system is demand-driven. So now let's talk about the Kanban. Kanban means sign in Japanese. Ito ay isang inventory control system na ginagamit sa just-in-time manufacturing para matrack ang production at ma-order ang new shipments ng materials. Dinevelop ito ni Taiichi Ono, an industrial engineer from Toyota. Ang Kanban system ay parang signal and response system. Kapag mababa na ang stock sa isang station, may visual cue or card na magpapakita kung gaano karami ang kailangan i-replenish. Ginagamit ito sa pull system para tuloy-tuloy ang flow ng production, or in short, make one, move one. So lastly, we have the batch production and a continuous flow. Sa batch production, gumagawa ng large lot-based or forecasted demand. Kaya madalas mataas ang inventory, may manufacturing waste, at kahit efficient, mababa ang overall system productivity. Samantalang sa continuous flow naman, small lot lang ang ginagawa based sa actual customer demand. Dahil dito, mababa ang inventory, less waste, mas flexible at mas mataas ang system productivity. In short, yung batch production focuses on quantity habang yung continuous flow naman focuses on flexibility and efficiency.
Everyone, my name is Glenn Guilibaro and I'm here to discuss what is Six Sigma. Sigma is a statistical concept that represents how much variation there is in a process relative to customer satisfaction. Sigma value is based on DPMO, or also called defects per million opportunities. Six Sigma is equivalent to 3.4 DPMO, which is the variation in the process is so small that the resulting products and services are 99.99966% defect free. Where did Six Sigma come from? Six Sigma started at Motorola Corporation in the mid-1980s when the company discovered the product with a high first pass yield rarely failed in actual use, resulting in higher customer satisfaction. Popularized by former CEO Jack Welch, commitment to achieving Six Sigma capability realized $12 billion savings over 5 years. Six Sigma is a quality program that improves your customer's experience, lowers your costs, and builds better leaders. Six Sigma methodology is a data-driven methodology that provides tools and techniques to define and evaluate each step in the process. It is a method that focuses on improving the quality of the process and the business structure, thus increasing the bottom line profit. In Six Sigma methodology, there are two types of Six Sigma methodology, which is DMIC and also DMADV. DMIC stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control, while DMADV stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Design, and Verify.
Today, I'm Aaron Grip S. Ignacio and we're going to discuss the Six Sigma methodologies. Sa Six Sigma methodologies, mayroong dalawa dito, DMAIC and DMADV. Ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba nila and paano sila ginagamit? DMAIC, ginagamit siya if meron ka ng existing process or system and gusto mo lang siyang ayusin. Gusto mo siyang improve. And yung DMADV naman, ginagamit siya if gusto mong i-restart or gusto mong baguhin fully yung process or system. Ayan. And this is the DMAIC, Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. So first, define. Identify the problems within the system process. I-identify mo ano nga ba yung problema ng process mo or system mo. Then second, measure. Collect data from the process where problem occurs to verify its current performance. So, i-measure mo kung ano yung current performance niya, kung maganda ba or hindi maayos. Number 2, analyze. Sa analyze, hahanapin mo kung saan yung root problems niya, kung saan nanggagaling mo problems, and yung mga anomalies. And then number 4, improve. So, de-develop ka ngayon kung paano mo i-improve yung para mawala na siya ng problems or anomalies. So, and then lastly, control. So, i-implement mo na fully yung improvements mo para ma-sustain yung gains. Then, the Six Sigma Toolbox. Sa Six Sigma Toolbox, maraming nandito, tulad ng analysis of variance or ANOVA, box plots, brainstormings, cause-effect diagrams, correlation of regression, design of experiments. So, lahat yan magagamit mo to improve your business or your system. So, katulad ng brainstorming, para makaisip ka ng bagong idea kung paano mo ma-improve yung business mo or process mo, kailangan mag-brainstorming. And in cause and effect diagrams naman, makakatulong din to kung paano mo i-improve yung process mo or yung system mo. Yun. And then, the birth of Lean Six Sigma. Ano nga ba yung Lean Six Sigma? Nagro-root siya sa Lean and Six Sigma. Yung Lean focuses on eliminating waste, thus improving speed and efficiency. Yung Six Sigma naman focuses on progress, improvements by eliminating defects, thus improving quality. So, pag pinagsama sila, it's called the Lean Six Sigma. It can solve all issues within the system, thus ensuring profits for business. So, magandang gamitin yung Lean Six Sigma para ma-ensure mo yung profit for your business. Next, Lean Six Sigma benefits. Ano nga ba yung mga benefits na to? Meron siyang 6 na benefits. First is data-driven decisions. If yung decisions mo is data-driven, mas maganda and mas accurate yung decisions mo, decision-making mo. And then number 2, improve efficiency. So, kung gumagamit ka ng Lean Six Sigma, mas ma-improve yung efficiency nyo and less time-consuming yung magiging flow nyo. And then number 3, competitive advantage. Yun nga naman, if maganda yung process mo and maganda yung ginagawa ng flow ng business mo, meron kang advantage sa mga competitors mo. And then number 4, increase profitability. Andun na rin yun, if maganda yung performance ng business mo, mas magpo-profit ka dun. Number 5 is improve customer satisfaction. If maganda nga naman, mas masasatisfy yung mga customers mo sa business mo. And last, reduce cost. Mare-reduce mo yung cost and mare-reduce mo kasi mga errors and yung mga unnecessarily payments mo. Kaya, mas maganda talaga yung Lean Six Sigma. Then, thank you po.